comments, statements, things you've learned, your take, especially from our millionaires. If you want to just unmute somebody who's already been there down the rabbit hole of success, or if you are new to the call, unmute, ask your questions. The goal is to find out what's stopping people from being successful in 2021. And we'll stick on for a few minutes. I know I have to jump on a call with Dr. Terry Wager soon too. Oh, mastermind. So everybody who is in the mastermind, that is today at 12. So we'll be running the mastermind, the Alchemist Mastermind, today at 12 o'clock. So members, make sure you get something to eat before that call. And me and Dr. Terry will be on a podcast before that call. So I'll be doing that intermittent fasting on Mike Shine today. So let's open it up. Questions, comments, statements. This is your chance, your time. I want to hear from the community. What is your take on, or an experience where it has either worked for you or not worked for you because you didn't do it right, or a lesson you learned about building relationships or influencing others, maybe a sales appointment that went wrong, or a negotiation for seller financing or subject to that didn't go the way you wanted it to go. This is your chance to share your story. Come on. I know my talkers are sitting there saying, I'll give somebody else a chance. Go ahead, you guys. If they don't jump on, if they don't unmute, it's your turn. Go ahead. Unmute the mic. Go ahead, Kevin. I see you, brother. Oh, or Melissa.
Hi. Had a couple calls this week, looked at some deals, North Kingstown, Coventry, Warwick, which was nice. They were off-market deals that individuals had called me on. They weren't a good fit for me. So I think there is definitely some potential there. So I'll be sending out information on that, because I do think there's potential. It's just not in my wheelhouse. So that's what happened this week.
So you had a powerful week. Let's give Melissa a round of applause. It's been a powerful week. Awesome. For everybody who gained something from this call this week, again, hand to the camera if you gained something every single week that you're here. Awesome. Next wealth principle. Next week's wealth principle is wealth principle 50, never give up. The book of the week is Can't Hurt Me. This is the beginning of the year. We got to set our intentions going forward with how to stay motivated as the stuff doesn't work out. Hand scan if you set a big goal this year. 2021, you set 2022, you set some big goals. Yeah, big goals mean big problems are going to come along. So we're going to talk about how to push past those this week, next week coming up. So before we jump off, I do want to take a few more. Kevin, I saw you on mute, brother. Go ahead.
So I know you guys know I do quite a bit of the outgoing and quite a bit of the cold stuff, but I've been really just throwing myself out there with a decent few groups of guys that are, doing quite a bit of wholesaling throughout the country, and starting to take their PPC leads, right? Those are two completely different conversations now. So really starting to get reps in that, and really getting intentional on, working with more motivated, right? Like I understand outgoing is definitely an art as well, but man, it's such a, it's a breath of fresh air when someone actually, is like almost giving it to you. So I've been really venturing towards that as well. So, you know what I mean? It's been cool. It's been good.
Nice. Let's give Kevin Pereira a round of applause. For anybody who doesn't know, Kevin runs the wholesaling group on Monday nights. So he is all about cold calling, connecting with the sellers, follow up, building relationships, what to say, how to say it, how often to say it to them. And to go PPP is, makes a ton of sense. That's what Drew's partners do. It's all inbound calls. He just answers the phone. He does some follow up with the text, but it's mostly they're contacting him. And you can set up some really good automations of real estate right now. So what else we got? Where my landlords at? Who agrees inflation is about to destroy the nation except for the landlords? We're going to be all right. Dude, I'm telling you, I feel so bad. Like, I know what's coming. I know the math. I can see, it's obvious to anybody who pays attention to economics. If you don't own real estate right now, you're screwed, right? Like if you don't own some sort of asset that cash flows, you're in trouble. Like money in the bank is useless. It's garbage. It's only as valuable as whatever, like the next person will take it from you, so it's got some perceived value for now, but they don't understand it's already useless. It already can't do much. Everything's going to keep going up in price, but the assets will hold, and the assets will keep giving you cash flow. It's all like those DeFi platforms where they pay you in their own currency, so you're holding that asset and it's just paying you more cash, more dollars. The dollars are going down in value, but you're just earning more of them anyway. Just keep raising the rents. Owning a business and owning real estate these next few years is going to be outrageous. Just such an unfair advantage. It's how you become like legacy wealth. So get it. Just whatever it takes. Ask questions. We're here to support you. We want you to be in multifamily. The single families will do okay, but multifamily is going to do amazing. It'll blow past all the other assets. It already is. So questions, comments, statements, things you've learned, your opinion, your take on it. If you disagree with me on inflation, I'd love to go with that one.
Walter, what do you think about the Airbnb investments?
It's going to keep going down in value over time. You're going to keep seeing a diminished return over time as more and more people jump into it. But right now, in the hot markets, they do very well. As more and more people put their units on the market, you're going to see a continued diminished return. But right now, it pays more than a long-term rental. So it's still a good asset to hold. Just make sure you're purchasing on long-term numbers and then getting short-term returns.
The other thing that I might add to that, because we've done Airbnb for a while, and Christine, somehow we shut ours down last year, but she's still a super host. She just got notified this week. But we want to make sure when we're looking at Airbnb, we want to go to the city or the municipality, wherever we're at, and find out what their rules are, because I've seen a lot of people go get a property for Airbnb, and then they either don't allow you to do it there, or they have some kind of exorbitant tax fee around it. Like, we can't do it in Portland the same way that we can do it right across the river a mile away in Vancouver, Washington. And so Portland, Oregon has strict rules. Vancouver, Washington, simpler rules. And so when we did it, we went just right across the water and had a great time doing it, where we would have had a bunch of hassles on the other side of the river.
That's right. Very good question, Melissa. Good response, Terry. Who else has done Airbnb? I know LJ is on the call. LJ, what are you seeing in the rents? Are they going up? Are they going sideways? Are they going down? What have you seen so far in the Orlando market? I know during COVID you had a little bit of a tougher time, right?
Yeah, in the Orlando market, it's been interesting, but right now, I just launched an apartment and I'm booked up pretty much like 6 months and within like a week. So that was really incredible to see. So
Yeah, the market is still heating up. So we're going to see quite a bit of strength in the Airbnb, especially in places like Florida where people are traveling to. You're going to see that do well for a while. And but eventually, just like anything that becomes a platform, eventually you're going to see, just like Uber was mad money when Uber started. The Uber drivers were getting like crazy checks. Now you hear more and more Uber drivers telling you that there's more competition, there's more people driving, there's more people. I love it because the prices become competitive. I can get a drive from just about anywhere, wherever I am. But the Uber drivers themselves see that it's getting spread thin. So you're going to see the same thing in Airbnb. Right now, certain markets are killing it, like Orlando. And the way LJ does it, she's better than the average Airbnb host, because she is going out and she's making her units super unique, super different, so they stand out from other units.
Well, and also a thing about Airbnb, and this is, I full disclosure, I don't have any Airbnb, but just from watching other people and understanding the process, you don't necessarily need to own the property for that, which is that's when it's an easier way to get in for someone starting out, because they're not having to go, how am I going to get a loan for something this size? You can sublet. You just have to, I know for those of you who've done it, I'm sure there's some interesting conversation and contracts within that, if that's how you're going to be using it. And not everybody, I assume, is okay with leasing their property for Airbnb. So I don't know if there's anyone on the call or has anything to say about that.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what Christine and I did. Arbitrage. Basically, we rented from one person. He was getting his rent, and we actually gave him a couple hundred more than what he was asking for his rent, so it made sense for him. And then we were managing and taking care of his property, so he was really happy. And then we were making a boatload of money on the back end by renting it for days instead of months. And so the arbitrage model is amazing if you're not able to do something and you want to start off. However, like Doug was saying, you want to make sure that you have the contracts clear. You want to make sure that everybody knows what they're getting out of it, and you want to be able to have that conversation and have the understanding of what the person who owns the property is looking for to be able to do that. And so it's a sales job on the side of talking to somebody who owns a house, because not everybody understands it and is thinking about it the way you are.
Absolutely.
I have a question about Airbnb and Turo. I wanted to ask the group if anybody here is actually doing the car rental along with their Airbnb, because I understand that it's popular to do that.
John Franceschi, go ahead.
Hey guys, so I started renting my car out on Turo probably about 5 years ago when Turo was just starting, and it was really profitable for me at first because my car was relatively new. But as the car got older and a little bit more beat up, it became less and less worthwhile. So I took my car off last year, or the year before, maybe around COVID, because it just wasn't that worthwhile for my time. But it's definitely a decent amount of work. It's I wouldn't say it's passive income unless you have someone doing the legwork for you.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine who I think he rents out like 4 Teslas out in Las Vegas, and he's been doing Turo for a long time. When he bought, he's actually a friend of a friend. So when she told me that he bought another Tesla, I was like, "What is he doing with 2 Teslas?" She's like, "Well, he keeps renting one out, so he had to get another one that he could actually have." And then he got up to 4, and I was like, "Come on, like what is the story now?" Well, they kept all getting rented, so he keeps buying more. So the Teslas are
That's
paying
actually
for themselves.
my plan is to get a luxury car next, or a sports car that you can rent them out for a lot more.
The Teslas go for the highest price right now. The Teslas, and they have the lowest maintenance. So it's if you're gonna go down a model, that's a good model to go down. So awesome, excellent, great strategies, guys.
Yeah,
I
have
love
a
cash flow. Go ahead, Brian.
I have a car that I rent on Turo also. So when I started, I was doing it by the day, and like John said, it's really time consuming when you have to go out there, clean it, or the guy didn't put enough gas in. So I switched it to like 2-week minimum. So I think you got to set your minimum so you're not out there spending too much time. And I've actually been thinking about switching it to a month at a time, because my best ones have been people that have rented it and they'll someone will come in from a corporation and they'll rent it for the whole month. So it's nice to just get that big check, and I don't have to worry about cleaning it, and it's just better for me. So that's kind of the strategy that I've done, is longer term rentals.
Yeah,
like
agreed.
I like
Yeah,
that. And
Turo is really cool because you can change the settings to all sorts of things. Gives you a lot of freedom. They've increased their fees the past year or two, which kind of also made it a little bit less worthwhile.
Yeah, again, I got to sell the Tesla for Turo, right? The Tesla, you don't have to worry about where it is. Like, you can check how much gas, how much battery it has in it just from your phone. You can send, hey, here's a location, go get it here. So it's a little bit easier when you have a good car for it. But Brian, I love that idea, right? Hey, rent it for a month. It's just like our rentals.
Yeah, exactly.
You must be a landlord.
Yeah.
So the model I've been seeing a lot of people do is they have their Airbnb, and what they do is they include the Turo car as a part of the package. So maybe some of the people who just are doing Airbnb without the Turo car may want to partner with somebody that's just doing a Turo part, because it's my understanding that a lot of people have trouble with where they are going to locate the car, where they're going to keep the car while they are, if they have several cars and stuff, that becomes an issue as far as. Wanted to
Yeah,
know
I mean-
if other people were doing that.
Yeah, you could certainly do it together, right? I know in Fall River, I've got plenty of property all over the city. So if I wanted to Toro out there, I'd be fine. If I wanted to do it here in Tampa, I guess I could pull it off my complex, but it wouldn't make as much sense unless I had some real estate to hold those things at. So definitely a good strategy. In fact, I do have a buddy who still does, he does Toro and Airbnb together. He has like a really tricked out Jeep that he has down here that he puts with his rentals. So it does work, and you can get extra cash flow that way, and it makes you stand out from everybody else. Awesome. Yeah, cash flow. I saw Jen's comment. She's building her business. Yes, if you're building your business, I encourage and support building business, right? I say it to a lot of people. Build your business over real estate so that your business can buy real estate. Get your business built up, or sell your business, right? Some of my friends have gone and sold their businesses $4 million or $2-3 million. So it makes sense to build up your business to the point where to sell it and then roll that stuff into real estate. There's a lot of different ways to get there, but right now, business and real estate are where you're going to see the money made, right? The people who are investing in stocks and crypto, their days have come and gone, and we're still going to make money in crypto and stocks for sure. We already have our assets there. That's already set out there. But right now, that volatility is something I'm avoiding because it doesn't pay me cash flow. It doesn't give me that additional strength that the multifamilies are. So all funds go into this business, expanding and reaching more people, because this business helps us on our real estate business. Right now, each one of you, your network is your net worth. Guys, gals, go out and grab people. Connect with other people, find out what they're investing in. If you're looking for money, then find people who are invested in stocks and crypto and would like a little diversification. If you're looking for people to do work for you, then the RIAs, the real estate investor associations. And if you're looking for people to find you deals, get in touch with your agents, get in touch with the wholesaling groups on Facebook. And don't just jump on the group and be like, hey, I'm looking for this. Like, reach out to the wholesalers, have a conversation with the agents, like text those people, call those people, like build relationships. This phone, who here has my phone, right? Who has my number, my actual cell? Yeah, a lot of you do, of course. This phone doesn't stop because I've got 2,600 contacts that are real relationships. And I make sure I'm in constant contact. And when somebody texts me, I respond. Be doing that. So I don't have the issue. When something happens, I know who I'm contacting. Does that make sense? If I want something, I know who to contact to get it. I want you to have that network. I want you to expand these next 2 years. I was asked the other day by Greg LeBlanc. He said, man, what should I invest in? I was like, relationships. like go build relationships, bro. This week, I just told him, like, focus on one niche. But last month, I told him, let's go and get you some relationships. The people who have the money, the people who have the deals, the people who have the hours and the skills. That's where the money is right now. Can't make money without people. And you need to learn how to build friends and influence those people. All right. Once you get in front of them, why do they want to contact you? Why do they want to reach out to you? What is so valuable and special about you? That, like, what did you make them feel when they were around you? All right, hands to the camera. If you know every single week you come here, you feel more empowered, more inspired, you have more ability to go out and do something powerful in the world. Yes. So everything that I give to you is a tool that you can go give to others. It's a strategy. It's a technique. It's something you can now do because you just learned it. And if you want to, impress yourself, improve upon it, go back and rewatch it. Watch the beginning of this. Watch the beginning of this train. That's a story. That's an introduction that moves and compels towards the concept of getting into real estate or the concept of investing. Does that make sense? And it's a fun story, right? And you can tell a very similar story. You can adjust and tweak and make those changes so that it works for you. If you're raising capital, learn a capital telling story of a time where somebody went and invested. If you're looking for partners, learn a partnership story. I tell my story over Ron all the time. Or I tell my story with Terry or with Mike or with Drew or with Doug or with Mitch. Like, If I want to tell a partnership story, I got partnership stories. If I want to tell an agent story, John Franceschi's on my EXP team. I can tell a story about an agent who's doing much better than they did before. If I want to tell a story about a broker who's crushing it because they work with me, I could tell Melissa Baker is crushing it. She was crushing it before she met me, but she's crushing it even more now. Right? If I want to talk about a wholesaler who's been successful, I can talk about Kevin Pereira, who's been in here crushing it. If I want to talk about a family, a relationship that is working together, I can talk about Kim Rodriguez, somebody I met years ago who is crushing it and taking on, an entire city of Woonsocket, right? Brian, a father who brought his son to the summit. I can tell stories of why, people believe in this community and how it's working just by like thinking and having those situations. So if you don't have good stories, go out and do something, right? If you don't have a compelling story of why somebody should do the thing that you're looking to sell, then go out and create a story around it. Go out and do something. The seller I talked about this morning, I only could tell that story because I've gone out and I've done that thing, right? The $1.5 million that I made off the condos, I can only tell that story because I did that deal. The 600,000 I lost because I didn't do a good deal, I can only say that because I didn't do a deal. I did the math on it. Right, the quarter millions, the millions of millions. By the way, each one of you is missing money right now. Each one of you, every single day that goes by is missing money. I know the investors who've been in it for a while know exactly what I'm talking about. The deals you haven't put offers in on. Not the deals you put offers in on. Those, you know what, you put an offer in, somebody else paid more. Okay, cool. But the deals that you should have put a different offer in on, or the deals you didn't put an offer in on, that's where the money is being missed. Every single day in your market right now, you're missing millions of dollars. Every single day that deals are going under agreement, you are missing millions of dollars transact in your city every single day. I guarantee you, all across the country, just in your city, just in your little city, millions of dollars are transacting and being made. So you need to go out and put your names on deeds this year. This is the year to do it. And it has to cash flow. If it does not cash flow and you're buying real estate this year, that's gambling. And you deserve what you get. If it works out, good. If it doesn't, you deserved it, right? The numbers matter this year. The numbers matter more this year than they ever have. But you need to be buying real estate because every other asset is just slow. It's not going to work the way the cash flow stuff does. Right, 20% discount. We buy it at the purchase. And this year, next year, I'm not even worried about the 20% discount. I just want the cash flow. I will pay market value if it cash flows. Does that make sense? If it covers itself, man, I'll break even on a property this year. I don't mind. As long as it's in the market that I want it to be in and it breaks even, I'll buy it. Because I know where rents are going. And I know that most landlords right now are experiencing massive loss to lease that they don't know. The older landlords, when I sit there and talk to them, who's had these conversations with the old landlords and they're like, oh, like this is what rents should be. You're a little under market. They're like, what do you mean I'm under market? I'm getting $800 a month. Yeah, I should be getting 12, right? I should be getting 14 right now. So they don't know. They have no idea like what the rents are. And so even though the buildings don't cash flow on day one, they will with a couple of evictions or a couple of rent increases. So just as you're doing your numbers, keep that in mind, right? Keep those numbers in mind and be really aware of what the rent actually is. Rentometer is a good tool if you're new to the game, if you don't have an understanding of your market. But if you're an experienced investor, like I know there's a bunch of experienced investors, landlords on here who do know their market, what rents are. And if your unit filled within a week, you don't know what rents are. You are under rent. If your units are filling fast like that, like you're under rent. So go up on the rents, market a little higher. It's okay to have a unit vacant for 2 weeks, for 4 weeks. That's quite all right. It's worth it right now to test the market. But yeah, let's go make a lot of money. I love you guys. I love seeing your success. I want to see you have more deals, close more deals. I'm here for questions. alchemistnation.com is now the easiest place for you to send me a message. You can do group messages, so you can tag somebody else, throw them in a group message. You can do direct messaging to me, or you could drop something out to the entire community if you're looking to have somebody evaluate a deal for you, or you want to find a partner, or you're looking for money, or you're looking for just information or a question. You can drop that out in the main chat. So Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you making the steps you're making towards your success. Each one of you leveling yourself up, taking those properties on, taking those risks on, having those uncomfortable conversations. It is not always easy, but it is worth it. We're on a mission to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. My goal this year is to inspire and educate those 100 people so that they can go out and build theirs. So this year is a big training year for me and all the millionaires who've already come through the program. I want to help you guys get to the next level by helping you build your networks. The easiest way to build a network is to educate other people. The easiest way to build a network is to be a mentor. Go out, build your mentorships, bring in the people. We've got all the education on the back end, so you get a nice affiliate fee. We'll take care of them, but be the person who connects, be the person they can reach out to, be the person they can ask questions to. Hands to the camera if you commit to building your net worth and doubling your income this year. Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. 2022, let's crush it. I'll see you on the next one. You have a choice?
Always
work with the best.
The best. Hell yeah.
I'll see you at Master
everyone.
of Influence.
Thank
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Send you a link again?
Yeah, Dr. Terry, send me a link.
Email.
We go podcast. Later, guys.